Hello, this video is going to be about YMAX, stock ticker YMAX, and where it could go into the future. Now, we last tracked our YMAX chart like so, and I thought maybe 1441 might be a continuation of this zone over here. But as we zoom in, we could see we never really recovered to 1441. But watch this. I'll move this box down to the top of this weekly candle in the regression chart. And I'll also move the regression chart. There we go. Now, there are a few things we should notice. We are following to a T in the box. Even if I go to like the 15-minute chart, or should I go 4 hour? That's further away, right? As you can see, we are in the box. So all I had to do is just adjust the box accordingly, because since the YMAX is mostly the overall market now, it's going to track the overall market in a way while paying you a dividend, right? So as stocks move to the right, YMAX pays you the premium. If stocks move down, that's bad because it follows stocks along with it, right? That's the function of YMAX. So as much as we want YMAX to go up, I don't think it's gonna go up as much as you might think it will go up. I don't know. Maybe you know more than I do, and then you know exactly where it's going to go. Therefore, you don't need this conversation, right? Right. What am I getting at? You can see here that the stock went up following a retest of the regression line, right? So we can see maybe a retest of the regression line, right? And then followed by a bounce. Now, the overall stock market, it is saying this. So with the indicators, right? Now, you can't really trust my indicator with YMAX because YMAX works a lot differently than the overall stock market, obviously, right? But we might still see 1441 in the future. How soon? Not right away, okay? This is a weekly chart. It might take a couple months here, but let me explain further. We will get to the SPY and use my indicator, and I will try to show you what I see. The indicator is fairly accurate. I've been back testing it on the 3-minute, 5-minute, you name it. It works really well. See, here I'll show you. You have a cross up here. Now if you wait for the RSI to cross up on this candle on the weekly chart, well, you're up, but you kind of missed the party, right? So if we just go to the daily chart, we can see if we take the same strategy, right? We have a cross up with the RSI and the cross up right here. Now, what it did is it broke, retested, and then it went up, right? It's just a break and retest. So if you got in on what was cross up day this day, like if you piled in this big old blue candle on that daily, all right, so even if you got on the top, you're doing fine, right? Because all it was a break and retest, and then look at it go, right? Look at it go. So if you bought on this cross up, you are still in the play technically until you've seen this cross down and a cross down on the RSI here. You probably left the market here, right? So ignore the phone, but you probably left the market. Well, now what do you see? You see the market going higher than where you sold it. Now you're looking for a buying opportunity, right? Well, did you miss it after you sold it all from this liberation day, right? I mean, you're only that much higher, you know. What if we get a pullback in the near future for a another run up, right? And I will show you more of why I think that will happen by going to the daily chart. If we go to the daily chart, we can see the RSI Bollinger Band, right? We can see we have a stochastic high here, a stochastic high here with a cross down, right? And a cross down. And what do we see up above on that same day? With this as a daily chart, we see a big red candle, right? And then it went lower. Okay, so those are people taking profit, right? And then it gapped up, right? So here's what could happen in the next couple days is we're gonna get a big down day, right, before the Chinese and USA complete their trade deal, right? We're gonna get a big red day because of some kind of bad news. The RSI is going to cross down, right? And the stochastic will cross down, right? Well, that's going to be a signal to pile in, and that will push the stocks even lower, uh, right? So we're going to get a red day and followed by a follow through, right, to push the stocks lower, and then by the 13th, let's see, today is the 9th. So by Friday, we will get news between the USA and the China deal. So this could be quick. This could be a quick weekly thing. We're going to see a pullback this week, right? Let's go to the 4-hour chart. I gotta stop drawing on my board. A 4-hour chart, you can see it more clearly. What I'm trying to look at here. We have this gap right here, okay? So I can see this crossing down, right? And then the money flow has been leaving the market, right? So this crossing down, right? So we got a big red day coming, and followed by a follow through to this 592, 593 level. And I say that because of other indicators, right? So once again, if we go back to the daily chart, we can see the money flow is about to turn red. And what happens when the money flow turns red? Well, there is this one area in the past that it did happen. Let me find it real quick. Let's see. Here, where it turned red, and we have a cross down and an RSI cross down with the big red and then a follow through, right? So this could last longer than I think it would last, but I think with the Friday talks being the deadline, that might let the market makers might let the market go down for the next week, for this week, and then on Friday, when the news comes out that the talks were a success, it's gonna be a big pop, right? So it turned red here, right? It didn't go down that far, but here's an instance where it turned red here, and it turned red here, and there was more a gap down. So over here looks like more of a the talks went bad, right? Because this is a daily chart, mind you. This could have been 1 week, but actually this is the drop from when Kamala Harris decided to run for president. So you got to be mindful of the news coming out, and the only good news will be the trade talk this Friday. So I expect, like I said, I expect some downside. Yeah, 3 hours about to cross over, and the RSI can go with it. Downside in the next week, followed by maybe a recovery on the 13th. YMAX as well.